Welcome back, YouTube. J-Bob, the video game slob, coming back at you, interrupting the regular schedule of GOAT estate sale pickups. There's still a ton of that coming in, don't get me wrong, but I figured, hey, we could do a sales update, see where we're at, talk through how the experiment is going, give you some thoughts. And then, of course, we always got the regular stuff coming in. Also do a little pickup video. Why not? A little happy Valentine's Day to all of us. So we'll start kind of at the, antique mall. How are things going? Again, just for historical credit, over the last, 2 years, $2,000 in sales a month was pretty average for me. That was a good amount. That's where I was trying to be. And, it's like $500 a week, and so that's a pretty good pace, in terms of amount of games I got to buy and, fill and all that kind of stuff. And so that had picked up, as you guys had seen, toward the end of the quarter here, and, we had some $3,000 a month, a $4,000 a month, I think, so things have been pretty hot. Wasn't really expecting that as we got into February here, short month, obviously Valentine's Day, people spend money on that. But, maybe, hopefully, some of my customers are buying video games for their significant others or what have you. And that maybe is what happening, what is happening. We're at $1,620 midway through the month. So that would be another $3,000 month, which would be super great. Or it could be that the items from the estate sale, you can see here, I kind of went through and put them in. So that way I'd have an updated figure for you here. But a lot of them are. But a lot of it is stuff that's been in there for a while, especially NES games and other 64 games, things like that, that are maybe seeing kind of a pick-up due to having, something new in there. And then, I don't know if this is a cashier having fun with me or not, but I have Xbox Gamemes that I have to account for $39. I don't know how or what I'm going to chalk that up to in terms of what I have in inventory. So it's having that kind of effect there, which is pretty cool. And I've long said this as well, on eBay and Marketplace, really, whenever you start to list things, a lot of your old inventory suddenly starts selling. And so I've had that as well. Actually, just now before I started the video, I had an old item that was on there from several months ago just pop off and sell, but none of the new stuff that I listed today sold. So, very weird how all of that happens. I don't trust eBay's algorithm, but it does seem to put you up to the top or get you more sales if you keep listing stuff. It just seems to be the way it is. So currently, out of the 7,600 that I need to earn back, as of today, which is 3 weeks on, I am at $2,188 in sales. I did restock the antique mall today, and that upped, the amount of stuff that's out. There's still probably, as I look over here, I'm going to say 30, but probably more like 50 items to go that we need to still hit the shelves or sell through at the antique mall to make room for those kind of items. And then after that, I could decide to sort of price more or put more out. But that's the easy stuff, the stuff that I'd said, let's get this out and moving. So there's a lot of material up there that hasn't sold. And there's certainly a significant amount of material that just still hasn't made it out. And as you can see, I'm trying to get some stuff put online. There are bags and bags and bags of sealed games that need to get listed online. But each one of those requires a decent amount of photos. And of course, each one is only one item. So I got to go through and create a new listing for each one of those. So that's a lot of work. I'm still hopeful that we'll get to profit, but the amount of man hours it's going to take to get there is certainly high. And of course, just the high dollar in number of stuff is going to take several months to work its way through my retail location. So there you go, sales update. I will continue to try to work hard to get this stuff sold and get you updates and that kind of thing. But I've also, as you know, once a year go through and do inventory on what I have. And so every time I do that, I find games and price charting that I don't own. And so I set a saved search for Steel Princess, which is an Atlas game, as you can tell here. But this came up for the exact price at Price Charting had as new titles. So I won it at auction for the price of just a standard new one. It's the first VGA game I have in my collection. And although it does feel hearty and those kind of things, I don't think it's my favorite of the three. CGC may still be my favorite boxes. But it isn't bad. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad to have it. But that does kick off a conversation. I thought I was going to be grading so many more of these sealed games that came into my collection. But there are just, and this comes from like a basket or a baseball card, Pokemon card, like collector, and knowing how the grades work on those. It is just so hard, using this as an example, to have a dead mint game and a dead mint seal, and I don't have a proper handle, see, you can see that shelfware right there, on what these things would come out at. And frankly, at $50 a game to go to WATA, plus shipping, plus fees, et cetera, etc. And you look at the sales on a lot of them, it's really, to have between a 9 and a 9.6, because these things are not going to come back 9.8s, 9.9s, or 10s. It just makes so little sense. I'm thinking for a ton of these, it's definitely not going to be as many sealed games as I thought going out. But there you go. A friend of ours that used to work at GameStop has long since quit, but had these, I guess, in his basement before he did. It's an online-only game, so the servers are now dead, but he turned these into the game store. So for $1, I added that to my collection, and you can't quite see it here, but this is the Fabio NES poster. That came from a local game store, not the one I visit every day, but another one for $1. So it's like, come on, giant Fabio poster. Not going to turn that down. I think this was $1 as well from my local friend. This, to my knowledge, didn't come in an outer sleeve or anything, so this is just the way it looks. But it is the black and white animated series issue 1 with the Presidents of the United States singing the theme song. Just one of those weird collectibles I like to have in the collection. Again, I was kind of up north, and so I went through the game stores, and they had a Dragon Age 2 for $5. And I know you're probably thinking, isn't that really only worth like $8.50, $9? Yeah, but it's an RPG on the 360, and it's $5. So I want to own it, and it's got all the really cool inserts in it. I think that's going in the right direction. For me, that's a buy now. Target, you guys may have seen, was doing clearances, and so I had a buddy who was just determined to go to all the Targets and see what they had on clearance and pick stuff up. So he let me shop off of him for doubles that he got he didn't care about. So a Prince of Persia for $12 on the Switch. I know I already have this on other systems, but for $9 we'll go grab the Cobra Kai 2 on the Switch. Again, have this for whatever Xbox or whatever it is. But for $18, I think Dragon Slayer board game, yeah, why not? I'm going to take a chance that'll hold its value. And then the $15 Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's just so hard not to collect anything Spider-Man sealed for $15. So I was in on all of that. We went ahead and grabbed our, usual copies of Red Art Games Next Indies collection here. They're up to number 8. They always come nice and sequentially numbered to $9.99, so that's all there are. It's another shoot 'em up. It looks pretty much like every other shoot 'em up, but these things are $19.99 in terms of euro, so fairly cheap at 20 euros a pop. And so for a shoot 'em up, we always go ahead and grab those. I know I'm always pimping the heritage auctions, but sometimes you can snipe a good deal. Make sure you grab or go in and get their app, create an account and that kind of thing, and make sure that you're bidding. These things are supposedly $50. I don't know who would pay that, but maybe we should flip through one time and check out what's coming up, talk about what's graded and what do we think things might sell for, because I love it. I think the Fortnite 99 sealed Xbox is the game to buy if you're looking at what's on the back of there. So yeah, check out Heritage. They always have some great auctions, some cool things going up. I had been waiting on this for forever, and some of the Targets released this cheap on clearance, so I was finally able to pick up my copy of Advance Wars 1 and 2. Again, a Nintendo release, so we're able to check off one more of the first-party Nintendo releases in that set that I got going. Again, another sub $7, was like $6.53 Pokken Tournament on the Wii U. Says it has the card, did not have the card, but for $6.53 or 35 cents, whatever it was, I don't care. And yeah, for 50 cents, we picked up the PS4 version of that PS5 game, just to have it, I guess. I mean, it's a dead game at this point, so who cares? But there you go. That's what we've picked up. That's the update on the G.O.A.T estate sale. Watch through the next week. We'll have more videos coming up from that. And then hopefully we'll start getting some videos on the selling process and how all that's going as we continue to just digest this massive collection. So until then, YouTube, we'll talk to you.